So hey guys, welcome back in Korean Bangla IT, and in this video we are going to learn about, or we are going to start basically a first person shooting game for our mobile. We try to make this a complete game. Also we try to upload this game in Google Play Store. Okay, so yeah, let's start. So this is a game that this is a basically template from Unreal Engine, the first person template. Okay, so I just give this template name dead zone BDT1. So T1s are it's mean that basically the tutorial. So this is today's tutorial number 1. So that's why already I add some FPS weapon asset from Unreal Engine marketplaces. You find in Unreal Engine marketplaces also there's a very good quality AKM, a M4, A4 weapon available. This is a 4K weapons. Also you find some bullets. Okay, two kind of like bullets and a simple FPP player hands only, and also this pack includes animation, kind of like different types of weapon, the hands animation. Also it's have the separate the gun, reload, fire and others cool animation available. Okay, so it will be help us to create our basically game and very fastly. And also in this video we are try to use fully blueprint code without using any others plugins. Okay, so let's start. So we'll be start from our first person map. Okay, so basically as you can see this is a first of all the first person game. So for now we'll be give the inputs for PC. Once the game will be complete, okay, like we found that yeah it's now okay, so then we'll be adds the Android touch inputs and other stuff for our mobile can handle the game. Okay, and other optimizations. So first of all we'll be get this thing, and what will be do Ctrl plus B to find the blueprint where it's this. So for for help, this is quite enough easy to find. But what I do basically I change the location. First of all I give that all player data. Okay, so at here there's all our player data will be available. So just simply drag and drop, so it will be easy way to find out our everything. Okay, nice. Now first of all as you can see, if you open this thing, okay, so if you open this thing, this template have available the VR motions. So for our game we don't need any VR anything, so we'll be just select them all and simply delete. Okay, nice. So as you can see, some VR inputs are now removed. For that's why there's some problem coming. So first of all, this root motion, the controller VR have some problem. So we'll be just remove this all the codes like from this and simply connected the return value with our spawn. This is basically the uh bullet spawn. Okay, system. Now let's see that why is the next problem. So there's a next problem at here, that HDMI motion control. So for HDMI motion control, we'll be simply just untick this thing, okay, and just grab like this, and we'll be remove this all inputs codes. Also we remove the VR inputs because we don't need. And for here, this is basically mouse. Okay, that's forward. This is a turn rate. Okay, nice. Now if we check, there's any no error. Okay, yep, now it's good. So first of all what will we do, we'll be change our this hand and this weapon. Okay, it's working, we know that it's working, but we'll want to change. So how? First of all we go to mesh, add from at mesh we can basically change. But if you want you can also use basically drag and drop your this stuff. So like how they do, first of all we'll be remove this thing, okay, the FPP weapon and this thing, the mesh. Okay, now simply remove. So as you can see, there's now more bugs will become kind of like this because there's the animation playing. So we'll be remove these things, remove this code. Okay, now saved. Let's see where is the second problem at here on the event construct. So we'll be just remove this thing because it's attaching the weapon, that's why. So as you can see, there's our basically the weapon spawn location. So for now we'll be remove this thing also, because why, will be use the arrow. Okay, we don't use this thing. Now first of all we'll be just minimize our this viewport, and then what will we do, basically we go our FPP, then go to mesh, and first of all we'll be check that where is basically our that hand gift. Okay, like yeah, why is the basically this hand, so we need to first this find out this hand. So maybe it will be available at here, arms. Yeah, there's the arms. So we'll be simply drag with our FPP camera, so basically we can see. Now we need to basically connected this thing with our FPP camera. Okay, inside of category of our FPP camera. Now simply rotate this thing like that. Okay. Now for getting this, you can set it to 90 degrees, set it to 0, 0, let's set it to 0, everything 0, so we can understand. Okay, nice. Now we need to set it to -90. So now we need to basically configuration now some, some adjustment, not so much. Make sure the hands is not like that. Okay, so once we add the animation, it will be work more goodly. Okay, so now with this thing we need to create some we need to create the animation blueprint so we can understand basically, or also it will be help us to, you know to contact this thing. So now we'll be create an animation. How? As you can see, every if you're using any hand, it will be a skeletal mesh. Every skeletal mesh have their skeleton body. So by this body we can basically make animation. So go to animation BP, and then you need to basically set this, what is this name, my custom arm. So that is there, sk.custom arms. So then click on OK, and here's the animation is ready. Now let's give it that player animation BP. Okay, now let's open this thing. Okay, basically it's looking like this thing. So however, I'm not sure that why it's have a gun. Okay, like in my FPP there's a no gun available, but there's a gun available. Maybe because at here there's a stock maybe available. Yep, as I see that this stock have a gun. Okay, so there's a, let's see that which type of they have any name with gun. As you can see, there's a gun R and gun I name available, but I'm not sure that why it's not attached with this hand. As you can see, it's very far from the hand. Okay, we'll be try to fix them later. First of all, as you can see, this is a post, so we need to create a state machine. So at here we need to search that state, state, and here you find the add a new state machine, and this is basically a locomotion setup. So you can here set up the locomotion. So now we will compile and saved. Now it will be show you a warning. Why this thing? Because it's don't have some animation. So we'll be create a state, and this state should be our idle. So idle. Okay, now it will be work some more good. Okay, without any error. Nice. Now we need to go to event graph. From the event graph, as the try pawn owner, so will be cast to basically whatever our player name, that is first person character. Okay, will be simply connected with this thing. Now we need a basically speed, that are we are going forward or backward, just mean that are we are moving or not. We need that boolean. So for creating that thing, we need to basically from our at here we need to basically get the get vectority. So let's set get vec, yeah, we found get vectority. So you can find from try to get pawn owner, and then from the vectority we need len, and we found the vector length. By this thing we are basically can verify easily that are we are moving or not. So by this thing we can promote a variable if you want this speed, but for now we are only just like that. Okay, then 0.1, it's mean that our this vector length is more than 0.1, it's mean that we are moving. So let's set it to if, not a if, let's create a promote a variable, and we'll be set it that is moving. Okay, so it's mean that we are moving. Now from this thing we can create a sequence, because we need multi-layer sequence. So I'm creating one more sequence, so it will be basically give you some better result. Okay, nice. Now it's looking more clear. We can understand this code. So there's the code basically. Now go to animation. Now at a state machine, we need to double click, and from the idle we can make another state that work. Okay. So by this thing we can basically set a animation. Now connected with this thing back with idle. So at these 2 points we need to just double click and set the moving with this thing, and the from the where the work coming from contact with idle will be set at here that not. Okay, like that. Now at here will be simply grab like this. Now create recompile and saved. Now basically we can set here a animation. Okay, so for verifying animation, what will we do? First of all, I'll go to this pack, and I'm not sure that which type of animation available at here. So I'll go to animation. I'm not sure that why it's looking like this thing. Okay, Now let's go to rifle and let's set the AKM animation. Maybe we can find rifle and animations. Yep, I want this one. Okay, now let's search that to play a walk. Maybe there's a walk animation. Let's see. Okay, guys, every animation are same at here. So there's a some maybe there's playing some sound also, but I'm not sure. But there's a basically they set already these sounds. So we can use this thing. So in future we can set up the basically this sound. Okay. So now let's go to our animation pack and simply drag and drop. Now we'll connect it with this thing. Now compile and saved. Now for the state machine dot idle, we need a animation dot idle. So from at here will be search that ideally idle, and there should be idle animation available. There's idle. Let's play this thing and let's see. So basically this is the idle animation. There's idle 2 and this is a straight idle, which not in doing. I think this is more better. What do you say, guys? Yeah, this is more better. So let's simply drag this thing and contact with our animation. Now compile and save. Okay, now basically we can use this animation. Okay, so first of all, come in first person. By selecting this thing, you can basically now whatever we create the animation, that is our player basically animation. So here's our player animation, and as you can see, it's automatically start working. Now let's do some adjustment. So basically, the first problem is, as you can see, the hand. Okay, there's something they are very close, so we need to fix them also. But however, as you can see, it's good. So as you can see, this is playing the idle animation. Okay, and now if we go straight, as you can see, it's going playing the forward animation, and it's totally good because we are using the FPP, so we don't need to select set up the basically the blend space or the blend pose by per layer, like if you're using a third person basically a mesh. Okay, okay, so as you can see, it's quite enough now, good. Okay, like yeah, it's now quite it's now, what you need to do, basically, let's set up a gun at here on his hand. So for setting a gun, so we need to basically just go to FPP, and at here we'll be select the mesh, our AKM. Let's select this AKM and simply connect it with our mesh. Now, because this is connected with our mesh, so we can basically use his this hand skeleton for our AKM. So let's see that there's a gun or stock. Okay, so there's some location that, so we need to set it everything to 0. So it should be set up if they already set up everything. Yep, as you can see, this is already set up. So now, yeah, it's good. Now compile and save. As you can see, this AKM now in his hand. So it's mean that as you can see, it's 100% doing or playing very goodly. Okay, it's looking so much nice now. If you check, okay, like yeah, it's now so much good. Now with that, we can basically, because this is a, as you can see, this AKM or this is also skeletal mesh. So with this gun, we can also play animation. It's mean so. As you can see, but in Unreal Engine by default template, it's a one click firing. So we want to create this thing a auto. So by set timer by function, we can create now, or let's create a basically a automatic gun. So let's add a custom event, then data, or we can set it to the time. Now here we need to give basically the time duration. So 0.11 is, I think, is good. Set it to loop type. From the return value, set that clear uh clear and individual time, then release with clear. Okay, because now this time we can connect it with our basically the our first person projectile, and let's now disable this thing. And as you can see, there's a more targetable problem at this position. So okay, so for fix, before do that, let's basically untick this thing. Why this problem coming? Because as you can see, there's some location capturing. Okay, so however, let's select this AKM and let's add a arrow Okay, a double arrow, compile and save. Now let's set it to muzzle stock, so it will be automatically set up to muzzle stock. Now we have the location basically. So now what you can do basically, from the arrow will be get world location. Okay, for the transform I'm just disabling this thing and set it to speed, and we also only need the location and rotation. So from that, get rotation, get world rotation, and simply connect it with rotation. Now compile and save. Now it will be work, so we can simply connect it with this thing, and if future if we need this code will be used, but for now it will be work. So now let's try are it's working or not. As you can see, it's working. It's throwing 100% right way, like how we want. Okay, but as you can see, the bullet are dropping. Okay, so there's a not very big deal. We need to just change the gravity, it will be work. Now let's go to graph. Now let's set a animation with our basically with this weapon. Okay, so there's a basically it's maybe available in montage. So let's go to animation IFL, and there should be fire. So let's search that F. I'm not sure what you can call this thing. Shoot. Okay, let's search S, and here from this thing we can basically understand about the sorry, my mother come and she give me a cake, chocolate cake. That's why. Sorry. Uh, okay, okay. This is not good. This is throwing net. This is pick up single shot. Okay, this is a basically the animation also. This is also quite enough good. Yeah, it's good. Wow, this is quite enough good. As you can see, that's we want. So now let's come at here, and well, we can simply drag and drop. You can't drag and drop this thing, so we need to basically play montage. Okay, so what will we do with our, because this is only for the gun, so we'll be select our gun and drag this thing, and from it here, now we'll be set play montage montage. Okay, so there's a basically the play montage, so we can simply set up at here the play montage. Now what you can do basically, we can set it at last because I want this thing at last. So let's simply remove this thing, connect it with our basically with this. So I'm not sure that are it's super affecting our basically our that's gun or not. So let's try. I think Unreal Engine become lagged because maybe I didn't save it. Okay, sometimes it's become like that. However, let's try. It's not working. Let's try again. Why? That's a basically that's 100%. Okay, so it should be basically work. It's ammo and T play montage. That's the same. Nothing change. Play ammo and play montage. Or let's select this thing. Oh, let's select the why it's good. Not this one. Play ammo and not this one. So we can search here from that. Play ammo, and let's search only that ammo and T a play enemy montage. Let's remove this thing, and from material let's select this. Okay, now connect it with this thing and target. As you can see, it's going to self. It's going self. Let's see. I'm not sure you know in which this is playing. Should be work. It's only coming hand, or I think this is super fast. That's why we can't sing. It should be work. Okay, however, guys, I will be test this later. Okay, in next video we'll talk about this thing. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Love you all. Bye bye, and see you in next part.